Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Okay, there was an echo. Okay, got rid of it. Very good. That can go over there. Over there. Close that. Close that. And close that. All right, very good. Oh, man. So, there we go. All right, so Compton Caligal, thank you so much for being here first. Rodney Jackson, Marina Adams, and anyway, I'm just gonna go through, make sure there's no super chat, super sticker, milestone I missed. There is not. Okay, we can move on. Thank you so much. And I will say hello to you individually as we go along. And make me disappear here. And anyway, so there's a surprise photo of Harry. Actually, I think there's a couple of them that came trickling in. And then, of course, I made a video from the article based on the conversation with Kelly Rowland. And I don't know, we might show it here. Maybe, maybe not. Talking about Meghan Markle and her impression of Meghan. They actually met that first time when she was in that photo with Kerry Washington, and some other stuff to cover. Let's see if we can't get out of here in an hour. I'm committed to it. I'm going to keep it moving, with just a hint of shade, but I'm going to keep it moving. Oh, let's see. MR, thank you so much for the Cash App. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Okay. What a beautiful fall day it was. Oh, man, I tell you, the weather was just perfect. The trees, gold and yellow and red and brown, and my favorite time of year. Okay. So, sad news though. Richard Roundtree, you may remember him from the hit television show Shaft. Can you dig it? Who is the man? Da, 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 da. John Shaft. He's a bad mother. Hush your mouth. Boom, 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 ba 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 ba. Yeah, really sad. Shaft passed away. Richard Roundtree. He was a breakthrough actor. He was a trailblazer. Um, at a time, I guess it was about the 1970s, you didn't have any superhero black cops on television. But okay, let me say a little bit about Brother Shaft, Richard Roundtree. Let me get to it. Okay, so Richard Roundtree, he was born July the 9th, 1942, and he died October 24th, today, 2023. Was an American actor noted for being the first black action hero for his portrayal of Detective John Shaft in the 1971 film Shaft. Is four sequels released between 1972 through 2019. For his performance in the original film, Roundtree was nominated for a Golden Globe Award for a new star of, why did I think that was a TV show? Oh, anyway, actor. All right, so let me see. Okay. Football. Oh, he played football. Okay. And wow, he's got a pretty long career. He won the African American Film Critics Association Award, and that was in 2011. He was nominated for a Golden Globe for Shaft. nominated for a Golden, no, uh, Indie Series Award for Diary of a Single Mom, and the MTV Movie Plus TV Award. He won for the film series Shaft, and the NAACP nominated him for Shaft, for 13 Hope Street, and Soap Opera Digest Award also nominated him for Generations. So, yeah, growing up, I just remember how Richard Roundtree and those leather jackets and bell bottoms and stuff. I just remember he was tough. I guess I'm going to have to go back and watch one of those movies and see what I can remember, because I do remember the movies. I don't know why I thought that was a TV show. I thought it was like a movie and then it became a TV show, but maybe not. Was that a TV show? No. You know what I'm probably thinking of? I'm probably thinking about Isaac Hayes being on Rockford Files, one of my favorite, what do you call it, TV shows, the Rockford Files. So, yeah, we lost the giant, Richard Roundtree. He was the first black superhero back in those days. So, nobody messed with Shaft. Okay. Hmm. Quite a few movies, huh? All right. Okay. So there you go, you guys. Richard Roundtree. Very sad. Hey, Big Mama. Anastasia. Maggie Howell. All right. Let me get rid of that. And one more lingering look. There he goes with that leather jacket on. Good looking guy. Always good looking, as a matter of fact. He went from young detective John Shaft, or was he a detective, to a silver fox. Absolutely. And he died, unfortunately, from pancreatic cancer. So if you're wondering what happened to him, I know that sometimes the curiosity is not meant to be disrespectful or anything like that, but we want to know, right? So I read that it was pancreatic cancer. And unfortunately, that is the survival rate of that is better, but it's not good. And from what I hear, usually by the time they find it, it's probably already too late. I don't know if they've ever come up with a test or a screening that was effective. Um, Sometimes they just get lucky and find it looking for something else or testing for something else. So, um, yeah, that is one of those forms of cancer that baffles medical science. Okay. All right. And anyway, God bless the Richard Roundtree for bringing that character to life. Shaft. Can you dig it? And there is one of those photos of Harry. Someone who took a photo of him. Well, you can see that is one of those highfalutin DSLR cameras. I'm going to assume that it is a photographer, although I don't know where the photo originates. But and they said that Harry was there as a guest of Mercedes Benz. It's not like he bought a ticket or anything, allegedly, but they say he was actually a guest of Mercedes Benz. So that's a pretty good honor. And then here you can see the Duke of Sussex has arrived. Well, I shared that yesterday, but take a look there on the right side. David Alorca. David Alorca, the Royal Seal of Approval from HRH Prince Harry. Now, that was him saying HRH. Nobody coerced him into saying His Royal Highness. He came up with that on his own because, well, he knows it's HRH, his or her Royal Highness, the Duke of Sussex. So, um, anyway, I'm going to share with you this.
Hey, thanks a lot, Rick.
Yeah, so he says, nice shirt. And I believe he said, thanks a lot, Brit. I think that's what he said. I can't be sure. But anyway, Harry was having the time of his life, as you can see. And it really is a nice shirt. I think Harry kind of wants to have that shirt, or he wants to have the courage to wear that shirt. You know, you really have to be cool to make something like that work. VS Speaks Royally, thank you so much for being here. I was listening to you earlier today. I was up early. I'm paying for it now, but I was up early and I listened for, I don't know how long it was, but I had to run an errand. So, but yeah, it was good to hear your voice this morning. And trash time, of course. Okay, moving on. Now, he's got, wait a minute, what is that we're supposed to say? What is the hashtag? Hold on, let me see. Um, he's got the swagger. Yeah, so it is glaringly obvious that right here, Harry's got that swagger. Yep, he's got that swagger. I mean, look at there. It's like he's, leading this group of adults. I guess he is, isn't he? This is that same Harry where, remember the Royal Protection Officer, Ken Wharf, back before he used to talk too effing much. Remember him? Now he talks too much, but there was a time when I actually received a bit of encouragement from him before I realized that he had, well, I think, didn't he write a book and he kind of sold himself to the dark side? Well, anyway, he loved to tell the story about how Harry grabbed one of the walkie talkies from a Royal Protection Officer, and he was out on one of the streets somewhere patrolling the perimeter of the Kensington Palace. And Ken Wharf said panic set in because he was like, where are you? Oh, well, I'm out. Harry somehow had managed to slip through the gates and out into the world without a Royal Protection Officer at his side. And he was just a wee kid when that happened. So I am going to just go out on the limb and say Harry was patrolling the perimeter. Come on. He was making sure everybody, including Ken Wharf, was safe. Elaine Parker, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Thank you very much. And thank you for being awake at this hour. Well, as a matter of fact, thank a lot of y'all for being awake at this hour. Some of you all is early in the morning, and there's some it's late at night. So again, I do appreciate it. Okay, and let me take that away. And let's see. The more things change, bam, the more they stay the same. And still, Harry's got that swagger. He's still got it. Whether he's wearing his chinos and khakis or his whatever suede shoes he's wearing, he still has it. That is a constant. Yeah, adolescent swag. Now, Kelly Rowland talks meeting Meghan Markle at Beyonce's concert. She was royal before she was in that family. That is what Kelly said. The Destiny Child alum described the Duchess of Sussex as cool and very down to earth. So, yeah, I think she understands. That was very, very nice. And um, even though you know what, I don't know what the circumstances of the interview was. However, I will say this: interesting that no matter what happens, if they know that the person that's being interviewed has spent, I don't care how limited the amount of time with the Sussexes, that seems to be uh, more, if not equally important to whatever the subject is. So that was cool. That was very cool. Okay, and let me see. Do I want to? Let's. Okay, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Kelly Rowland opens up about bonding with cool Meghan Markle at Beyonce concert. Exclusive. The Destiny's Child alum spoke to Hello about the Duchess of Sussex, plus rare details about her sons Titan Noah and updates on Beyonce Legends Only. As previously reported, Meghan Markle celebrated Labor Day at the Sophie Stadium in Los Angeles, taking in Beyonce's Renaissance World Tour concert on September 4th with some very famous seatmates, Kerry Washington and Kelly Rowland, with dazzling pics of the trio to prove it. For Kelly's part, the singer and actress was impressed by the Duchess of Sussex. She told Hello at a Water Wipes event in Brooklyn on Saturday. It was my first time meeting her, the Destiny's Child alum said. It was just nice being there with other great women and being able to just simply talk. It turns out Kelly and Meghan, both 42, and Kerry, 46, have more in common than a love of Beyonce. All three women have spent a considerable amount of time in the public eye and are married moms to two young kids each. I don't know what people expect to see or to know, but she just felt very cool and very down to earth. She is very warm, the motivation singer enthused, and added that Meghan had a regal bearing independent of her very famous husband and in-laws. She was royal before she was in that family, she told Hello. I think that we are royalty before anything, and we have to hold ourselves in that regard as humans, as people. As for fellow Queen Beyonce, Kelly added that her lifelong best friend's decompression time after the end of the Renaissance tour trek has been quiet. We're all just enjoying our time chilling out, she said. Okay, so if you want to see the rest of the video, it is, I loaded it earlier today, so should be easy to find. Okay, now Lex says, Tyler, those people over there, Kelly, that's family. Tyler, those people over there, Kelly, that's family. Oh, okay. I think I get that. Well, thank you so much, Lex. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. And there we go. So that is the thumbnail I made today. I actually did some cutting and pasting, and anyway, it looks very different from the original photo now. But yeah, I just wanted it to focus on the two of them. So there you go. Kelly opens up about meeting Princess Meghan. Boy, I tell you, I'm getting in so much trouble with that Princess Meghan. These people are having a fit. They're having a fit. They can't take it. Hey, Novi D. Yeah, they can't take that. She's not a princess. First of all, she's a... I'm like, what'd I say? What'd I say? Oh, it must be a robot. I mean, it must be the bots because it cannot be that many people in this world that are know-it-alls and angry and doesn't like Megan all at the same time. It cannot be that many people. Could it? Is it that many Karens out there? No offense to the Karens of this world. Now, there you can see Meghan Markle was royal before she was in that family, says Kelly Rowland. So yeah, that comment right there. I hate to say it, but tomorrow, tomorrow, as it sinks in, I suspect they'll be talking about it on GB News. They're going to be talking about it probably on Jeremy Vine, Loose Women, whatever. But that is going to run the circuit. Expect to hear from the usual suspects: Angela Latrine, um, them, they, the one with the really deep voice. Ooh, um, oh gosh, what is her name? Oh, Lady C. Oh man, yeah, Lady C. Just she'll bring it all the way up from the diaphragm, which should be easy because I kind of think it's like right there. So yeah, she'll be bringing it up. Not only will she bring that up, it also sounds like she's going to bring a lung up when she's talking. I mean, it's just ghastly. It's absolutely ghastly. Uh, Ethan's husband, thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex, and thank you for being here tonight. Always a pleasure, but yes, thank you very, very kindly. That's very thoughtful and very generous of you. Thank you for supporting Royal Sussex. I'll leave that up there. There we go. I like to look at it. I likes the look of that. Uh, and of course, there is Megan in the classic pencil skirt. Now, as you know, y'all, I didn't watch the series. I haven't watched the series yet. Was that the bathtub in the series? Because if it is, that's cool. I love it. Okay. Yes, Lady C. Lady C. That ghastly, just ghastly. Lex says what the UK British royal family has to realize is that people only know them because Harry and Meghan. No one cares about them. As the CNN commentator called Will and Kate the other royals. You know, I've been looking for that, Lex. I have been looking for it. And I know I have it. And let us not forget, Legs, when the Queen died, the first jet that landed in Aberdeen that was there to retrieve members of the royal family, the announcer said that the jet had Meghan and Harry. Well, they said the Duke and Duchess of Sussex on board. There was no mention of Willie Leaks, Kate, certainly not Edward and Sophie. I mean, there are senior members of the royal family that are still wondering, did the Queen have 4 kids? There are senior members of the royal family who don't understand how Edward is related to the rest of the family, or should I say, the rest of the clan. Yeah, I'll leave it there. How is he related to the rest of the clan? uh, Double entendre over here. Uh, oh man, yeah, that's wicked. That is really wicked. But yeah, so there you go. Hey, cookies and cream. All right, so here is one of those photos. Los Angeles Football Club. That guy right there. Gosh darn it! You know what? All of that, and I forgot to get his name. Anyway, he's from the Los Angeles Football Club. I think he's the president or the owner. Um, he doesn't like to shave. He likes that kind of rugged look. I can't remember his name. Isn't that something? And I knew it earlier. Anyway, that appears to be Harry either arriving or leaving from the event. And as you can see, there is someone holding the door who appears to be ex Special Forces, former Secret Service. You know, that's that Secret Service door thing right there where they need to bundle you in that car fast. And anyway, the photo comes from the day that Harry went to, was it soccer? Yeah, he went to the soccer. Well, of course, in other places it's called football, but for us it was a soccer match, and that's the one where he, they had that list of names, and they swear that Meghan wasn't there for some reason, and she's hiding out or whatever. Harry's all by himself, as if they really care about that. But yeah, and of course, Harry received the loud cheers of everyone that he encountered. There he is. And let's see. Um, who was the other? Anyway, I forgot the other two guys that he rubbed shoulders with. But yeah, it's hard to believe that that happened within the past couple of months. It seemed like it was so long ago because of how much has occurred between that time and today. But, um, you know, all of that considered, yeah, wasn't that long ago. And here's a couple of more of them. So legendary T. Hupos, local and surf ranch instructor extraordinaire, Ramana, took a selfie with Prince Harry, aka the Duke of Sussex, aka Meghan Markle's husband, aka Princess Diana's son, at the Grand Prix. So let me see. Did I get? Yeah, no. I didn't get that from. No, I got that from Twitter. Yeah, got that from Twitter, X, whatever. But yeah, so that one is floating around. Don't know why these are trickling in so late, but well, actually, this is not so late. This was this week. But the other one, that was from, gosh, it was just before Labor Day, right? So that's okay. That's okay. Better late than never. Let me see here. Is it Neva Walters says, Baron, you are correct about the bots and AI. They are programmed with certain targeted words. I replied to them as a bot and get no responses. Okay, I'm going to have to think about that so I can figure out how to repel them. But yeah, one of the comments, or one of the bots or whatever it was, I promise you, either that was a deranger who decided to start a new account so they can come after us, or it was a bot. So I guess they must have, you know what? They must be programmed. If you say Princess Meghan, attack, attack, attack. Oh man. Yeah, that's so dodgy. You don't know when you're talking to a person. Uh well, I tell you what, there is no bot that can replace me. No bot T that could replace me. I mean, could a bot put a video on and run into the kitchen and take a bite off of a granola bar? Huh? And then come back and have a sip of coffee and get back to work? I don't know if there's a bot out there that can do that. So, and can a bot laugh at its own jokes? Huh? Huh? I think not. So, So long as we're clear, there is no bot that could possibly replace me. A young, handsome virgin. You know the story. Try to find a bot that is in any way in league of a young, handsome virgin who dreamed of seeing a royal wedding. It doesn't exist. I'm telling you, it does not exist. All right, so Kate and William, are you ready for this? Hang on to your hats. Kate and William trump Meghan and Harry in the style stakes as Prince and Princess of Wales are crowned the best dressed couple in the world. Harry and Meghan appear in Family Guy as a work-shy grill. Yeah, I saw that. That's not even attached to that story. But yeah, apparently Kate and William, they are supposed to be the best dressed royals in the world. Now, when they ran this story, I could only find one comment, and there it is right there. Ha 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 ha. Should be paid for by the Brits. Uh-huh. Exactly. This is another one of those polls that has been paid for by someone connected to the media. They will go and find these stories, these polls, these obscure, nonsensical polls. Kate, and you know what, guys, I showed a great deal of restraint today. Usually I would pull out a mountain of evidence to prove otherwise, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be the bigger person. So I'm just going to limit to my usual. I'll just run the usual. Where is it? I hate to do it. I hate to compare.
Valentino white. Compare, I hate to do this, but compare Meghan in a Valentino white, absolutely wowing the crowds, and dear Kate in that very staid 1940s Amelia Wickstead coat.
Oh, you were really winding me up now, yeah.
Well, I knew that would upset you, Richard, because I know you're more of a Middleton kind of girl and you like the sort of twin set and pearls 50s look. But all I'm saying is, who's speaking to the future generations, the younger generations? It's Meghan.
And of course, as you know, anytime something like that happens, we always reach out to Kensington Palace.
I would love to have met her, and she's obviously she's an inspirational woman to look up to to this day, and going forward and things. It's a wonderful family. The members who I've met have achieved a lot, and very inspirational. So yeah, I do.
Now, one of the keys to Kate's popularity has to do with her behavior, right? And where her behavior is concerned, what wins the day is this.
Reasons Catherine is so popular amongst certain demographics, and I'm going to say older people and men, is because she says absolutely nothing. Yeah. She's a good little girl who keeps quiet and doesn't complain, doesn't do anything, doesn't rock the boat, and is a very traditional, old-fashioned mute woman.
So there you go. She's an old-fashioned mute woman. She doesn't explain. She doesn't complain. She's a good little girl. That's not condescending, is it? So, yeah, she's just an old-fashioned mute woman. Leg says the interview was rehearsed and this was the best. Yeah, the one with the for the wedding announcement, the engagement. Judy Matas said, oh, and by the way, thank you so much, Legs, for the super chat. Has Kate ever sold out anything she wears. Survey says, and no. Absolutely not. There's never that buzz around anything she wears. But this was a couple of the articles. If you are going to do this, if you're going to mention some, what do you call it, some poll, why would you run something so opposite to make your case in the magazine article? So they decided to go with Meghan wearing the short shorts compared to, what do they call that? The vampire's dress or whatever, bride of vampires or whatever. They used that as the counter to Meghan's outfit, which, interestingly enough, when it comes to buzz, when it comes to the idea of selling out of a product, out of some clothing, it was Meghan wearing that. Was that Banana Republic? That cardigan? Was it Zara? I forget who made it, but that thing sold like hotcakes. So there you go. Again, thank you so much, Judy, and thank you, Legs. And also, thank you, Judy, for being a member of Royal Sussex. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah, she wears those little house on the prairie outfits. Definitely. Let me see here. 1960 says, even though the public might not know know much about Edwina, they still like him and that evil Sophie much more than Kate and Will. Kate and Will's style is called not stylish. Why do they keep comparing idiots? Well, it is clickbait, but I think that this article was designed to just elevate them. There seems to be a plan. And don't forget, you guys, there's that guy, I forget his name, but the one from NBC, the one that works with social media, the one that's supposed to get them more clicks and likes and shares and stuff. He is probably part of the long-term strategy to put the Cambridges on the map. They are more famous within Narnia than outside of it, right? They're more popular at home than they are abroad. And even at home, their support has started to wane severely. So there's not much interest from younger people. They don't concern themselves with, what is she wearing? What is she doing? What is he wearing? What is he doing? Especially him. Nobody talks about his clothes. Harry wore that what was it, a Dior sweater or whatever in Japan, and that was a big deal. So I just if nothing else, you have to say they are persistent. They are persistent. If nothing else, they're persistent. Okay. Oh, and then there was this article from The Guardian. Now, that guy looks like an AI image, right? The one on the right, he looks like AI. He doesn't seem like a real person, which is kind of scary. But they did run his photo in The Guardian, so he must be real. Let's see. Cynthia Steer says, Baron, the long red dress Kate was wearing was to the extremely casual function in the bush in Belize. It was very inappropriate for the occasion. Yeah, I remember she wore that in Belize. She also has another version of it in a dark forest green that she wears on occasion. But yeah, It was rather strange. It was rather strange to wear that out in a humid night. But anyway, let's see. That's Trump, Australian buddy. Yes, yes, he is. Wow, that face though, he really does seem like an AI. Okay, it says here Anthony Pratt, one of Australia's richest men, said said advisors to then Prince Charles had asked him to stop making payments to the future king because he just doesn't want to appear the appearance of anything, according to newly published audio. The Nine newspaper and Tuesday published more covertly recorded audio capturing Pratt, the billionaire head of a packing and recycling empire, discussing his relationship with key global figures, including Charles. The audio shows Pratt discussing hundreds of thousands of dollars in donations made to the Prince of Wales, saying he had just got a note back from them, Prince Charles advisors, saying, please just donate it to the Prince's Trust. So, sounds like a bag of money to me. Of course, we don't have any evidence that it was a bag of money, but we don't know that it wasn't either. We don't know that it wasn't. We don't know that it was a bag of money. We don't know that it wasn't, or if it was just a friendly pat on the back. But the powers that be, they tend to be more forgiving when Charles is involved. I don't know how much they forgive for William. William, you know what? William would have to do something to be forgiven, right? I just answered my own question. He would have to do something to be forgiven. But because he does so little, there's very little to forgive. So, duh. He'd have to do some work first. Okay. Oh, you guys, we are winding down. I told you, maybe an hour. Wow, we're winding down, you guys. Okay, so I'll give you guys a chance to look at this. Go ahead and take a look at it. I'm going to read some of your comments in the meantime. But never have I visited another country, sung karaoke, broken a bone, been to Disneyland, got a tattoo, got a piercing, dyed my hair, been on a train, been on TV, had stitches, cut my own hair, had chicken pox, been skydiving, swam in the ocean, been in love, been to New York City, been camping, got in a fight, been stung by a bee, worn braces. So now when they say braces, do they mean your teeth, or could you have been recovering from a sprain or a broken limb braces? I'm going to assume that they meant teeth. M. Covington, let's see. Great job, Baron. Oh, let me do that. Great job, Baron, and all squatties. We love you guys. Keep up the good work. Thank you, M. Covington. And thank you so much for being a member. And thank you so much for being here tonight. Carol Lunn, only 5? Never have I ever. So you've done, wait a minute, let me get that right. So each answer is 1 point. So you've never, okay. That leaves a lot to the imagination. So there's 5 things there that you've never done. Well, let me see. Let me go through mine. I'm going to do it quietly because I don't want you to know so much. But we all know I visited another country. I have sung karaoke. Broken bone, check. Disneyland, check. Tattoo, I won't answer that one. Got a piercing? Dyed my hair. Shockingly, yeah. Been on a train. Been on TV. Sure. Has stitches. So I guess so far. Let me see. Oh, Allison says I've done 17. Maggie Howell said 10 for me. Okay, there's only 20, Maggie. There's only 20. Dansby 1. So there's 3 things you've never done, right? Yeah, it's supposed to be stuff we've never done. So I've been busy. I've been busy, I guess, for the past few decades. Let me see. Cake one. I'm Cake. That was a Freudian slip. Cake. Kate wore the pink formal frock on the Royal Caribbean tour to the Mayan area in Belize. William was dressed down as they were going to a reception near a forest area. Yeah, yeah. I remember William was quite casual. Okay, wow, the numbers are coming in so fast. You know which one I want to see is Church Nelly because they don't have rode a Harley and hung out with the Hells Angels. I don't see that there, but that would describe Church Nelly. Carried a razor in my shoe when going to the juke joint. That covers Nelly. I'm sorry, those are the things that she has done, not haven't done. So, gone to confession. Okay, that's they should add they should add a few more on here because there's certain things that are so far outside of Church Nelly's typical behavior that I don't know how she would add up. But whoever made this, I found it on the Twitter sphere. But whoever made this, they should have added a few categories for Church Nelly. Like, never have I ever robbed a bank. Wearing a ski mask with one of the Hells Angels that I met back in the 70s. You know what I'm saying? There's a few things that would be necessary to at least make it interesting for Church Nelly. But oh, well, I mean, I could go on, but I'm not for the sake of good taste. But oh, and then what about Kate Middleton? Uh, never have I ever worn a ridiculous wig. Well, we can't say that's the case because she's been rocking that other people's hair for a while, so can't say that one. Never ever have I seen eyes in Angela Levin's hair. Well, I lose that one because oh man. Let me see. VS says I was going to do the same list today, but didn't. Baron, our minds are too much alike. Oh, and get a reminder. Gilded Age. Oh yes, yes, yes. Okay, the Gilded Age. It airs Sunday. Thank you. Well, VS, you really should do it. I mean, there's some morning people that aren't here now, so yeah, you should. It's fun. It's fun. It kind of breaks up the tension from all the other stuff that's going on in this world. My mind runs rampant with possibilities where that's concerned. So we need some form of distraction. Let me see. So I never have I. Okay, let me see. I'm going to count. So one. Okay. Now, I'm not sure about the chicken pox. I don't remember. Mumps, measles, chicken pox. I don't know which one I had and didn't have. I don't remember. Huh. Yeah, I've done that. I've done that too. Now, does it matter whether it was a wasp or a bee? It says bee, but what if it was a wasp? I remember that wasp got me. Boy, that thing hurt. I mean, to tell you, it made me nauseated. I just remember being very nauseated from, and it was like a lump on my arm, like a golf ball. Oh man, we were messing where we shouldn't have been messing. And for some reason, my little chubby self thought I was going to take off and run. I called myself running, little chubby kid running, them little chubby legs all pumping and bouncing off the ground, trying to get me away from that nest of wasps. And I literally looked out the corner of my eye and I saw the wasp smoking a Newport and just kind of doing the backstroke trying to get me because I wasn't moving fast. And then by the time that wasp finished his cigarette and landed and planted that tail in my arm, I thought I was going to barf. Now I don't know where I thought I was going. Here I am. I'm thinking I'm running just as fast as everybody else. You could have gone to commercial and back, and I still would have been trying to get away from that nest. So after that, I'm like not afraid of, getting stung or anything like that. I mean, I will splatter anything that's in front of me. I mean, my hand, a magazine, a shoe. If you fly past me, you're going to get smashed. So I don't have a phobia from it, but I don't want to get stung again. I'm telling you that. I remember going to the, I guess it was, yeah, I guess it was a nurse. And they were just like, I forgot what the suggestion was, but oh man, talk about painful. Yeah, I was quiet after that. That killed that need to play too much. Oh, it's something about that instant karma will make you go sit in the corner somewhere, I declare. I went and sat in a corner somewhere. I was just, I just remember that sick feeling I had in my stomach. I saw that thing land on me. Oof. Let me stop now. I'm starting to itch. Okay, well, thank you everyone for participating. I guess whenever Church Nellie watches this, I will wait to hear her response. But for Church Nellie, let me see. It'd be easier to how do I want to couch this? It'd be well, you know what I'm trying to say. It'd be easier to choose to this as opposed to that. That would save a lot of time. But how did they come up with this list? Now, for you kids of the 70s, I would like to remind you that on this day, 45 years ago, there was a movie premiere for the hit musical, the screen adaptation of The Wiz. Yes, The Wiz. The Wiz with Diana Ross, Michael Jackson, Ted Ross, and Nipsey Russell. It appeared in theaters on October the 24th. What was it, 77, 79? Anyway, 45 years ago today. And did I love that movie? Now, I remember Stephanie Mills was the original Dorothy, but for some reason, Berry Gordy wanted to make sure that Diana Ross played the lead. So instead of young, and I do mean young, Stephanie Mills, they went and got someone who was rapidly approaching her 40s, Diana Ross, to play Dorothy. So if you've never seen, oh, did you, VS? Oh, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. Oh gosh, what was I going to say? That just confused me. I'm like, did you? Well, I told you guys I still have the LP. I still have the album from the movie, which I bought back in the 70s. It even has a list of promotional items that you could buy, like a t-shirt and a sun visor. Remember how we used to wear those sun visors just over the eyes, and a few other things that they had for sale. But it was a sheet that was inside of the album, and I still have that. So still have my original album from the 70s. But yeah, that was a great movie. And of course, I was very confused. Kim Peaches. I thought, oh, that's interesting. They only had one white woman in the movie. Well, I didn't know anything about Lena Horne. I was young. And somebody said, she's not white. I said, are you sure? And I said, no, she's not white. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I was confused. And gosh, I feel awful about that, but I didn't know better. But yeah, it was such a good movie. And Lena Horne played Glinda, the Good Witch of the North. And her sister, Eveline, ever means even uglier sister, was the Wicked Witch of the West. And I think when she knocked that house, what did she drop? No, she didn't drop the house. It was one of the letters for the Oz sign that crushed her. So, yeah, what a great movie, though. I knew all the songs. I bet you I still know all the songs. I knew all the songs. I knew all the dialogue. And I think my favorite number was Don't Bring Me No Bad News. And my other favorite number was, the Bag Lady, Miss One. Catch this number, honey. Remember Miss One? She goes, catch this number, honey. Sweet thing, let me tell you about the world and the way things are. You've come from a different place, and I know you traveled far. Now that I told you what it is, I better point you toward the whiz. He's the whiz and he lives in us. Oh man, I knew all those songs. Let me see here. No one can sing home like Stephanie. Yeah, that is so true. Poor Diana Ross, she tried. She had veins popping all out of her neck and her forehead. Remember that? I mean, she was just hollering, but it just wasn't Stephanie Mills. I mean, that poor skinny little thing, you could see the vein in her forehead, her neck, all of that, trying to belt that tune out and trying to, make it very relevant. But I mean, I enjoyed it for the purposes of the movie, but it was it wasn't Stephanie Mills. That would be like, during that period of time, that would be like asking someone to sing "And I'm Telling You." You would not want to replace Jennifer Holliday for that. So, but yeah. Let me see. Compton Caligal says Diana Ross was too old to be playing that part. Yeah, didn't she? The Auntie M says, child, no, she said, child, do you know you 35? Was it 35 or 32? They called it. You're 32 years old, 35 years old. You've never been south of 140, I'm sorry, south of 125th Street. That was the line. And you've never been south of 125th Street. So if you all haven't seen the movie, let me tell you something. The music was like a character itself. The premise of the movie is Dorothy lives in Harlem with Auntie M, and she was becoming, for lack of a better word, a bit of an old maid. She didn't date. She definitely wasn't going to get married. And I think she was a school teacher or something like that. And Auntie M was trying to tell her, I know it's hard leaving your Uncle Henry and me, but you got to get out there. And she just wasn't listening. And then when she went to take the trash out, there was this big snow blizzard out of nowhere that swept her to Oz. And that's when she met Miss One and met those graffiti kids, remember? So, and that's where it starts. If you guys haven't seen the movie, I recommend it. It was one of the best movie musicals ever. It's so highly underrated for various reasons. I'm thinking including because of the characters not being the original Wizard of Oz characters. They kind of held it against them. Let me see here. I love Stephanie Mills. Yeah. There's one of the posters. Did you guys know they used I don't know how many thousands of square yards of linoleum? They set up the scene for that movie by rolling out miles of gold linoleum or yellow linoleum. And if you know what linoleum is, you're old. If you remember linoleum, you're old. Old. Linoleum was a replacement for your kitchen and sometimes your bathroom. Essentially, it was a roll of vinyl. Oh, it was awful, wasn't it? It was a roll of vinyl, and they would just roll it out and tuck it in the corners, and they would lay the trim against the wall at the baseboard. They would lay the baseboard on top of it, and it was supposed to look like bricks or terracotta or whatever. And it was bouncy. You could drop a plate on it and it wouldn't break. So yeah, that was linoleum. I don't even know if you could still buy linoleum. Could you even buy it? Yeah, I don't even know if you could buy it. But yeah, that was the stuff there. Let's see. Deb89 says Barry gave it to Dinah because she wanted it. It would have been so much better with Stephanie Mills. I agree. They should have put Stephanie Mills in it. I mean, Diana Ross was old enough to be president of the United States when she made that movie. Which, of course, the qualifications are you have to be American born and 35 years of age or older. So, yeah, she was old enough to be president. And, of course, this is the brutal life lesson. This is the brutal life lesson that I learned from that movie. It took me years before I understood this. Years. Adrian says, yes, I do, Baron. I'm not old. If that linoleum got cold, it would crack. Yeah, yeah, any type of vinyl plastic would become very brittle if it got cold. So this was a life lesson right here. I was wondering why, as they were trying to find their way to the Wizard of Oz, every so often they say, oh, there you go. Here's one. And then all of a sudden, the taxi would take off. They would switch on, or is it switch off the on duty light, and they would take off. And I was just like, that's weird. Well, the reason why is because at that time, if you lived in Harlem, especially if you were black and living in Harlem, you couldn't get a taxi. The taxi would just drive past black people. I don't know how many times I've had that happen where the taxi has gone past me. And I got wise really fast. I would wave a $20 bill. I'm serious. I did do that a couple times. I would wave money to get the taxis to stop. But yeah, that's what that was. The taxis would just take off. And that was repeated during the movie. So there was some pretty heavy life lessons there. And remember that don't try to poison poppies or whatever. Well, I didn't know that that was code for that. I had no idea. I had no idea. What? Oh, Judy says she didn't send a ticket to Stephanie for the opening. Oh, wow. That's petty. That was petty. Well, thank you, Judy. I did not know that. Yeah, Marshar. It was symbolic of what people in Harlem went through. You could not get a taxi. You call a taxi in Harlem, you better know the taxi driver. Otherwise, they wouldn't even go to Harlem. They if you were on the side of the street facing, the traffic going to Harlem, they'd be like, nah, nope. I'm going to tell you, some years ago, I was in New York City. This had to have been around 2000. Oh gosh, when was that? It had to be in the early 2000s. And they had just opened up that Starbucks on 125th Street. It was a very small Starbucks. There was barely any seating in there. And I sat at a table with like a few people I didn't know. I don't think anybody knew anybody. And the one guy, he was African American. He, we all just kind of sat there and we talked small talk and looked out the window and everything. And he said, ain't that something? And the other guy said, what happened? What happened? He said, you can get a taxi in Harlem now. And I knew instantly what he was talking about. I knew exactly what he was talking about because this was when the gentrification was really heating up, because that was unusual to get a taxi in Harlem. If they took you up to Harlem, they drop off that fare and run back to Lower Manhattan. They hurried up and got the heck out of there. So I knew exactly what he was talking about. Mean Girl, yeah. Well, Lisa, she didn't eat. I look at some of those old videos of her, And it just seemed like she couldn't stand up straight. Not that I'm making fun of her or anything, but she looked painfully thin. She looked like she didn't have a lot of energy. She looked like she was, like she was kind of dazed and weak. And I thought it was just part of her personality. But looking back on it, I'm just like, she needed some carbs stat. So, and of course, I'm going to tell you the last thing. Well, it was one of the first things in the movie that I didn't understand until I got older. But the Miss One was a bag lady. I repeat, Miss One was a bag lady. And she lived near the playground. And Miss One, even though she didn't have a home, she had dreams. Because Miss One, to make ends meet, she was running numbers, right? And the kids were actually the graffiti that come to life to help her run those numbers like they used to do back in the day. And the numbers racket is what became legally the lottery. But back in those days, numbers were not legal, but it was so common, most people thought it was legal. But it was a way for Black people to pool their money. And because it was so successful, then all of a sudden, the white gangs muscled in on the Black gangs. You may have seen that depicted in a movie here or there. But the white gangs began to muscle in on the Black gangs. So I didn't realize that Miss One was running numbers. Yep, that just went over my head. I didn't understand any of that, which was good because, it was entertaining enough that you didn't really care. But it was like, they can't get a taxi? Miss One has to go back to running her business? Remember she said, so we can all go back to running our business? Well, that was her business, running numbers. And she had all those bags. If you look up the character, the Wiz, the movie, and you look up Miss One, you're going to notice that she has about 10 bags up and down each arm. She carried a lot of bags because she was a bag lady. That was something you would see on the streets of New York. So that was deep. And if I'm missing any of those things, please let me know because let me see, we did the poison poppies, right? Miss One, the bag lady, the numbers, the taxis. I can't think of any others. Let me see here. Mary H says, Black people created the lottery, in other words, from running the numbers. That's true. That's true. They legalized it. What's that? You can't win. You can't win. Let me see. We should sing the Crow anthem to the Derangers. You can't win. And Miss One was the one. I love Miss One. She said, catch this number, honey. Well, where do I find him? How do I find him? Catch this number, honey. Well, okay, the Tin Man, he was an old flim-flammer. He was a carny hustler that happened to be made of tin. So that was the easy one. Okay. All right. Let me see. This is the last thing I have for you all today. Someone posted this on the interweb. That is the Duchess of Sussex, obviously. And of course, the Duke of Sussex, definitely. This is one of those AI photos. She has a proper amount of fingers. Her face looks good, right? And Harry looks good. I mean, it's a very good AI. Sometimes they could really screw it up, but that's a very good AI. Even got Meghan's lovely shoulders. So, yeah, I like this one. It speaks to who they are and where they are right now. Right, Kathy G? That is gorgeous. I wonder if you think I should make this the thumbnail? I think I should make this the thumbnail. Yeah, I should. I'll get rid of that other thing and I'll make this the thumbnail. Yeah, definitely. I'll switch it out because this ain't really saying nothing. This ain't singing. I'll switch it out to the other one. Good night. Good night, everybody. Okay, love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Wow. So we're a little over an hour. I spent about 20 minutes talking about the Wiz. So let's just say we went an hour. But yeah. Okay, I'm going to do that. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for watching. Thank you for staying up. Elaine Parker, Connie Balmer, whenever you watch. Let me see. Who else? Hey, Shelly L. Okay, I am going to get some rest because I am tired. I needed to take a nap this afternoon, but I just couldn't. Good night, Elaine Parker. Good night, Anastasia. Love. Okay. Now, I need a last word for today. Someone come up with something clever to close us out for today. Something clever. Somebody. We'll wait. We'll wait. Unless you want me to find something, I'll do it. I will do it. Let's see. How does AI work? I don't know. At the best I figure, they say you type in or mention what you want, and the computer is like a one-size-fits-all artist. The computer will take a pool of the images that's, in the social media, all over the internet, and it will combine those images to make the desired piece of work or a piece of art. So, yeah, I think that's how it works. So, yeah, I've never done the AI before. But I kind of know how it works. So I've been wanting to do that, but I know me, once I start, I won't be able to stop. I'll be AIing everything. I want to see a frog with a crown on his head. I want to see somebody's old uncle walking up the street with a Crown Royal bag with all of their bingo markers in it. Yeah, so could you imagine? But they say that AI is going to play a bigger and bigger role in the future, so we'll see. All right, well, thank you to our queens. And Adrian Burrows says, leave everything in God's hand. Everything is going to be all right. That sounds like a closing for me, so thank you very much. And again, thank you, moderators, for keeping this a very safe space. Thank you, whoever went through the comments earlier and got rid of a lot of the hate comments from the shorts that I posted. So I went through and I permanently blocked those people. Oh, really? Official Lauren Brown is creating an AI company now in New York. Oh, okay. Good for her. Thank you, Antoinette Kennedy. Lord, protect our faves, Harry and Meghan, protection from all their enemies. Amen to that. What? Oh, you sell, okay. So you come up with your designs and you sell it on Etsy. Okay. That's good to know. Huh. Yeah, because they say if you come up with a design that you can actually copyright it. Certain people have been able to come up with designs and copyright it. So good. Thanks for sharing that. And we wish you every success. Okay, I am going to go because I am kind of dozing off. I'm so tired. I'm so sorry, you guys. But I was hoping to take a nap this afternoon, but I went out. Oh, I almost forgot. I did go and retrieve my stuff from the mailbox. And I won't say the name, but thank you. Is the name here? Yes. No. Well, anyway, it was mentioned yesterday, but thank you for the gifts that was in my mailbox. But I did get it. And yeah, and I was one happy camper. Okay, so thank you very much for going to the Royal Sussex wish list. That was fun. I opened up the box. I was like, Jiminy Cricket. Okay. As we lay. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Okay. So I'm going to go. Thank you all so much. And I will see you all tomorrow for show. Faux show.